In 1967, Ali entered the ring to face off against a fierce competitor. He was fighting for more than just the championship. He was fighting for his own name. It would become one of the most memorable and controversial fights of Ali's career. Not for what he did, so much as what he chose not to do. Having vacated one of the heavyweight belts so he could immediately rematch Sonny Listen, Ali was looking to become undisputed once more by fighting the champion known as the human octopus, Ernie Terrell. At the weigh-ins, Terrell had repeatedly referred to Ali by his old name, a name he had forsaken. The two had gotten into a brief but real fight, and Ali had promised to punish Terrell for what he deemed to be not only disrespect, but betrayal. At a time when racial tensions were at their height, Ali was looking to be the one to determine who he was in a world where his society kept telling him to be somebody different. And the most basic, fundamental part of any human being is their name, the ability to have others address them as they wish to be. In truth, Ali was already seen as undisputed champion, fighting a contender, as Terrell had not taken his belt from another champion. Despite this, Ali had his work cut out for him. Terrell was much taller at 6'6", and was called the Octopus because of his clinching tactics. Once he got a hold of you, the punches came from all angles. Although the taller man's plan was to out-jab Ali from a distance, many wondered what would happen if and when he caught the butterfly in his net. The first bell sounded out, and the two clashed mid-ring. Ali began with a lightning-fast flurry, looking to make a statement right away. But Terrell's high guard proved sturdy. He responded to each punch with subtle adjustments, and only one shot partially got through. Worse for the champ, Terrell timed a left hook counter that nearly connected, Ali's cat-like reflexes saving him from taking major damage at the last moment. These same superhuman reflexes kept him safe from Terrell's sharp jab, which shot out straight as an arrow. But Terrell was patient enough to still corner the fleet-footed fighter, cutting him off with small steady steps and refusing to become flustered and overreactive to every feint or jab. When cornered, Ali shoulder blocked to keep his head safe, and looked to punish Terrell with tight check hooks. But Terrell landed thudding body shots, and some highly questionable looping rights that bit into the back of Ali's head. To the contender's credit, his second attempt to counter Ali's wind-up rear uppercut paid off big time. The butterfly was temporarily grounded, rocked back on his heels before taking flight once more. The first round had gone to Terrell. Ali's uncharacteristic aggression had been stifled by his calm demeanor and street-fighting inside tactics. But Ali was not about to back down and play it safe in round 2. He had a point to make, and he would make sure everyone across the entire world heard it. His tactics might change, but they would be no less foolhardy. He began by bothering Terrell's guard, leaving himself entirely open and incapable of punching with his power hand. Also, he could aggravate Terrell and tear down his carefully refined high guard. Terrell charged forward, and Ali showed off his low guard defenses. But although Ali could evade every one of Terrell's long and mid-range punches, once he got a hold of Ali, the Octopus went to work. Grabbing one arm, he hit below the belt and wrapped the back of Ali's head. But while the champ still couldn't break through with his flurries, his whip-like jab was sneaking through, weaving through the cracks and crevices, finding hidden paths through Terrell's carefully constructed fortress that even he didn't know were there. Taking damage now, Terrell abandoned his game plan and gave in to his true nature. He countered with hard blows to the ribs, tied Ali up, and slammed rights into the back of his skull. Ali readjusted, and Terrell switched targets, shanking his ribs with short, stabbing shots. And in that moment, Ali decided that protecting his body was not the right thing to do. Instead, Ali chose to taunt Terrell more, talking calmly into his ear as the contender furiously let loose every ounce of power that he had. Terrell seemed momentarily taken aback, but then he leapt back into action, and Ali proved to the world why he should forever be known as the greatest. He ducked Terrell's overhand, then cross-stepped mid-weave to escape the corner. Terrell pursued, but Ali shifted back into southpaw to pull his punch, dancing away, then bouncing off the rope back to mid-ring. And Ali continued to embarrass Terrell with his inhuman skills all throughout this round and the next. Ali's head movement was completely wrong in a technical sense, as he leaned far over his center of balance. But his even more bizarre footwork made it work. He would lean far back or sideways, even to his closed side where there was no base of support. Then he would use unorthodox footwork to catch himself at the last second. The result was a fighter who looked as if he were floating around the ring, able to turn his head a quarter of an inch to let punches just skim past his cheek. But this would all be for naught if Ali didn't find a way to deal with Terrell's inside tactics. But luckily for Muhammad, he was a natural-born grappler, a skill that would serve him well in his future legendary bout against George Foreman. Ali leaned on Ernie when he barreled in. When the Octopus latched onto one of Ali's arms, Ali found he could use his collar tie to pull him off balance mid-punch. A crossframe was also working well to create space and exit the ring. It's fortunate for Ali he tested these tactics when he did, because Terrell would make round 5 into one of the dirtiest rounds in all of boxing history, and the ref would offer no help. Over the next 3 minutes, Terrell did everything but bite. He threw rabbit punch after rabbit punch. He attacked on the break. He threw below the belt. He headlocked and choked Ali, slamming blows into his kidney. But Ali seemed calmer than ever. Terrell may have long practiced rabbit style, but Ali was boxing's Bugs Bunny. He could take any carefully laid trap and turn it around on his would-be antagonist. Near the end of the round, he pole countered one of Terrell's jabs with a cracking right. Furious, Terrell kept throwing even after the bell. But his posture walking back to his corner said it all. By round 6, Ali had complete control of the fight. He had beaten Terrell at his own game, able to control the cephalopod's posture and balance. He used his head like a lever to turn him, implementing actual wrestling tactics like pushing under his tricep and shoulder to assist. He pulled this off so well that at the start of round 7, he was able to cross behind Terrell. Terrell got back into position just as an uppercut touched his chin. He ducked under Ali's follow-up, desperately throwing out a jab as he turned back. But Ali crossed it over with a right, slamming his hand into Terrell's temple. The contender faltered, staggering back. Ali went berserk. But Terrell threw up his high guard barricade, actually advancing as he expertly turned each punch off his forearms. Terrell didn't just want to survive, he wanted revenge. He cornered Ali and tried a jab, but Muhammad sent another right crashing into his jaw. Terrell sent one right back, but only connected with the champ's shoulder. Once he was free to move, Ali attempted to pierce through Terrell's armor the remainder of the round, but the contender's guard was airtight. He even skimmed a right into Ali's chin near the end of the round. So Ali had made major progress, but Terrell had proven he had a great chin and an iron will. Round 8 would determine the fate of the rest of the fight. But then, something unthinkable happened. Terrell barely fought at all, shelling up and throwing the occasional jab. Mid-round, he threw one final volley, launching himself at the champ, but Ali threw water on the last remaining embers, quelling the contender's flames for the remainder of the fight. His opponent wilted, and fresh himself, Ali demanded his well-earned retribution. The remaining 7 rounds, Ali tore into Terrell, to the point that the announcers openly wondered if Muhammad was carrying him just to inflict more punishment. But Ali has always denied this.
Question, did you carry Terrell? Could you have knocked him out?
No, I don't believe I could have. I had a couple opportunities to knock him out, but he was so determined. He's a diehard. I didn't realize he could take as much punishment as he did. After the 8th round, I laid on him, but I found myself turned, and I saw that he wasn't ready to go. I knew that I had 15 rounds to go, so I had to slow up and pace myself and take him on points. And I think this proves to the public and all of the doubters out there that Ernie Terrell has no class whatsoever, and you cannot compare him even in my
I don't think you have to say that, really. The man fought a courageous fight.
You would say everything if I lost, especially you. Now I won, and let me have my say.
Terrell ironically claimed he had been fouled, and that's why he lost. He said that Ali had gouged his eye.
I was just waiting for the excuse. That's it.
Regardless, Ali had delivered another spectacular performance. He would soon lose his championship by refusing to be drafted in a war he did not believe in. However, he would never lose his influence or compromise his principles. He would forever stay the man he had become. That man was Muhammad Ali.
And the reason that I'm fighting so regular, I would like to reveal this to the public. I'm donating as much money as I can to the cause of the so-called Negroes, 22 million here in America, bettering their education, for without education, we will never be able to integrate successfully or be equal.
All right, now.
So I'm giving as much money as I can to the college.
I've let you go, Muhammad, as far as I can. You understand that.
If you'd like to learn Ali's tactics and the tactics of other greats, you can check out my books on footwork, defense, and power, linked below. From the Modern Martial Artist, this has been David Christian, wishing you happy training.